Hello again everyone, and another couple of chargers from those lovely people from GT Power, and these are the same charger with this one has 2 channels and this one has 4. So they're going to be basically the same. They are, for all intents and purposes, the same, and this one has 2 channels here and this one has 4. So obviously with the 200 watts it's going to be 100 watts per channel. 400 is going to be 100 watts per channel on this one. So let's go full fat and have a look at this. They should be the same. I will find out if they are. Side-by-side comparison is they are exactly the same unit. We have DC input, we have the USB link for the firmware update, we have the output, and we have the output balance. On this side we have the 240, well 100 to 240, and balance and XT60. On this one we have almost identical, with the exception of it having 2 and 4. Nothing on the back, nothing on the front. We have the holographic stickers that say that it is QC passed. We have a bit of a warning on there that says don't leave it unattended, which is really good advice. So let's see if you get exactly the same in the box. We have a battery lead and instructions for the 2 channel. Can't imagine the 4 channel being much different. We have a lead and instructions, and that's pretty much your lot. So pound for pound you get exactly the same, and 200 watt 2 channels, 400 watt 4 channels. Right, let's get to the point of this. Instructions books, not going to read them. Obviously this is UK spec, so we have the UK spec plug. So let's plug this in and see what happens. Okay, let's get you down here and zoom in. Okay, now we have a little red indicator here that tells us which channel we're on. So if I press this, it moves. Shield that. You see that light moves up to the 4 different channels. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on this one we have a stop button, doesn't do anything. So we can change this to LiLo, Light HV, Light FE, lead, PB, nickel metal hydride, nickel cadmium. We can load data that we've previously saved. We could save data that we've put in. We have the cell meter, we have settings and battery type. So we've been through all of those. So let's get a battery plugged in. Now we need some leads. Where's my box of leads? So these are the female version, so we need male XT60s. We have 4 outputs on this. That one here with nothing on. And I have the EC3s because I prefer them. And I have 4 of those. Not like banana pins on the touch screen, the TD610 Pro. Yeah, I surprised at that actually, and the pins weren't spaced out. So let's bring in we have 2S, 3S, nickel metal hydride, and one of those little battery cells, is just generic batteries that I run in various things. This isn't a little hobby thing. So let's get that plugged in. And with these you can't get them the wrong way round, because this has a square and a chamfered, so you can't get them the wrong way. You have to put them in the right way. It's the same as the EC3, they have like a square side and a round, so you can't get them wrong, which is what I like with banana pins. It's an old technology that worked at the time, and you don't really need banana pin technology. So I'm going to have this side, I'm going to use my lipos, and on this side I'm going to use nickel metal hydride. Now there's 4 different, 4 very different. I've got the 2S, 3S lipo, and I've got nickel metal hydride, but I've got a 6 cell and a 5 cell. Different ratings. I need some balance boards, so let's it's too big for that. So obviously that won't go up to, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so that won't go in there. So you're going to have to plug in directly. Now just down here we have a little minus symbol. So that minus symbol is going to go in there like that. And this one, ooh, I really don't like this. Crikey. Zoom out a bit so you can see what I'm faffing about with. And one goes in there. So pretty close coupling on that. I'd have to make some JST connectors to make sure that those kind of stayed in. So obviously channel 1 is going to be this one, channel 2 is going to be this, etc. You get the point. I'm going to set this one going first. So let's get down on that one. It's denoted by the flashing red light. It's really not picking it up very well because I've got some really high powered LED buttons above me. So it's a lipo, so it's asking us we don't want to charge it at 10 amp, we don't want to charge it at 4S. So this one, 5300 on there, cover those last two digits up, that makes it 5.3. So never charge above 5.3. And same with this one, this is a 5.2, never charge above 5.2 on that. And as a rule, I usually charge at half. Obviously more current you put in, the faster it's going to charge. So let me just stop that. So we'll go back from the beginning, we'll go backwards. You can single press it or keep your finger on it. I usually go to half of 53, which is going to be 26, thereabouts. 26, 2.6 amps. And then input voltage, that's going to be 4S. We need to change that value with the down key, which is decrease and increase. And we press enter, we press it again, and it just makes sure that you've got those values. Now if you press and hold, checks the batteries, then it wants you to confirm that it's a 3S. Now can you see what's happened there? Battery error. It's broken. So that needs to be sorted. But right, let's forget that one for the moment and change to the other one. I'll fix that one later. It doesn't take too long. So obviously I press stop for that and go back. Lipo, I need to change the channel to this one, which we know is a good connection. And Lipo default at 10 amp, so I'm going to reduce that to 2.5. 2.5 and move across by entering, and then reduce that down to 2S because that is a 2S battery, and then press and hold, it will check 2 and 2, press, and that will start. And while that's charging, what we can do is we can go on to the next, move across the next one, which is a nickel metal hydride. So we need to scroll across till we get to the correct battery type. Select nickel metal hydride. Nope, because this is a 3000, right? So that's just going to be a 3.0. I'll charge that at 1.5. So press and hold this button till it rolls down to 1.5. It's not a 4 cell, it is a 6 cell, 7.2. Press and hold, it will check, and away it goes. This is the current that it's charging at, and this is the current power. And then we'll go down to this small model battery pack by pressing the channel key. This one's illuminated. We'll select the correct battery type. 2.6, half of that is 1.3. So we do that. It is a 5 cell, right? Because there are 5 cells. Each one of these is a cell, and the whole thing is a battery. So press and hold, there we go. Now these are going to be 1.2 volts each. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 volts. And these are 2600, 2.6 milliampere. Yeah. Got these ages ago. Still good. Still good. I didn't make the pack up, it just came with a JST connector. I put EC3 on there. So as you can see, that is charging 3 different types. Now what I'm going to do is fix this dodgy connector, and with the connection repaired, shoddy workmanship, dear oh dear. And I'll plug that in there, and then we can go back onto, let me just zoom in there a bit. So we're now doing this channel, so we'll move across to that one, and it's remembered since powering on that we're going to go 2.6 amps 3S. Happy with that? Press and hold, and there we go. No more warnings, which is pretty good. So there we have 4 different battery types charging all at the same time. Obviously the internal temperature sensor is going to cut in. So yeah, 12 volt feed from your cigar lighter, whatever you call it. You'll need one of these connectors, which is XT60, and that plugs in to this side here. So you can't get these mixed up with that. It's a different orientation. It's the XT60 female plug. Let's have a look at how these two are getting on. You'll never, nickel metal hydrides will never get fed up of being charged. So yeah, we have 100 watts times 4, and on the so obviously this one is now full. We get back to this one, and yeah, it's currently storing 9.39 volts in a 7.2 volt. But yeah, this one is the same. So let's stop everything, and let's see if the other one is exactly the same. Anyhow, there's enough of me rabbling on about something, but yeah, the guys down at GT Power sent me these to have a look at, and I did notice something quite interestingly. Let's get that one plugged back in. Okay, now we've plugged this one back in. It's this is the one that we want, right? So we're Lipo. We can go fast charge, we can go balance charge, we can go fast charge or balance charge. There is, as far as I can see, nothing see, even with nickel metal hydride, see, that doesn't change. It can only charge. So if you have you can only charge these batteries. You cannot put these, you can't cycle nickel metal hydride, you cannot cycle nickel cadmium, you can't cycle Lipo, and you can't put them into store mode. Now, cell management, if it's a big deal to you, you should never keep a Lipo battery undercharged, and you should never leave them for long periods fully charged. And if you ever have Lipos, there's nothing wrong. I prefer hard case pack. You should always use a Lipo bag when charging. And these don't have, get rid of all those notifications. You all know my passcode now, and GT charger. Let's see if it recognises this. No, these don't have Bluetooth. So yeah, they're a little bit limited. So if you want a charger, then that's fine. If you don't want just a charger, I personally would be looking at something a bit higher up, such as the GT Power, the TD610 Pro touchscreen, which I reviewed last week. Always keep my Lipos in a Lipo bag, so if anything does happen, I have a little bit of protection, and then they are kept in a steel case. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there we have 2 and a 4 channel charger that just does exactly what it says. It charges, it doesn't cycle, it doesn't do anything else. So what do you think of them? Put your comments below and let me know what you think. Personally, I'd spend a little bit more money and get something that will do everything, that does the cycling as well as the charging and storage. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, see you later.